panel to try the Love and Tyler case find the defendant, Maya Hernandez, guilty of child abuse likely to produce great bodily harm or death of Mateo G. in violation of Section 273A, Paren A of the Penal Code as charged in the fourth count of the information. Signed, foreperson.
Thank you. For the jury, is that your verdict that has just been read?
Yes.
Would either side like me to poll?
No.
No, thank you.
Any legal reason why the court should not accept the verdict that has been reached?
No.
The court does accept the verdict, will lodge it. I am declaring a mistrial as to count 1, which then necessitates a mistrial as to count 2 being a lesser included offense. So for the jurors, I have one final jury instruction for you, and then we'll have you return briefly back to the jury room, and then after that, you'll be free to go. You have now completed your jury service in this case. On behalf of everyone involved in this trial, thank you for your time and your effort. Now that the case is over, you may choose whether or not you wish to discuss the case and your deliberations with anyone that you want. I remind you that under California law, you must wait at least 90 days before negotiating or agreeing to accept any payment for information about the case. Let me tell you about some rules the law puts in place for your convenience and protection. The lawyers in this case, the defendant, or their representatives may now talk to you about the case, including your deliberations or verdict. Those discussions must occur at a reasonable time and place and only with your consent. Please tell me immediately if anyone unreasonably contacts you without your consent. Anyone who violates the rules violates a court order and may be fined. I now order that the court's record of your personal juror identifying information, including your names, addresses, and telephone numbers, be sealed until further order of this court. If in the future the court is asked to decide whether that information would be released, notice would then be sent to any juror whose information is involved. You may oppose the release of the information, and you may ask that any hearing on the release be closed to the public. The court would then decide whether and under what conditions any information may be disclosed. I want to thank you again for your service. This is a very difficult subject matter in this case, and each of you were willing to serve as jurors, and we commend you for that. And wish you all happy holidays with your families. Good new year. This time you are officially excused, but we'll have you step back briefly into the jury room, and then we'll excuse you from it. Okay? See you in just a couple minutes. In this case, counsel can have a seat. In this case, we do have a conviction on 2 counts, plus the finding as to count 3 of death. And that would necessitate, obviously, a report from probation. We do not know at this point whether the people intend to retry counts 1 and or 2. So, do counsel wish this to be set for a sentencing date or for an intermediate status date, or you want to wait a couple minutes while the two of you talk and let me know?
I think we're both in agreement for a status date, Your Honor.
Correct.
Okay. Can we do that in January?
Yes.
Sure.
How about January 12th, Monday?
That's fine, then.
Fine with the defense.
We have another trial, but we're darkening that trial that day, which gives plenty of time to talk about whatever you
I may be sent out in another trial, I do not know.
Whatever trial you're sent out in, they'll need to be dark.
I understand.
Okay. All right. So we'll set it for status only as to whether counts 1 and 2 will be retried, and or setting a sentencing date for January 12th, 8:30 here in Department 4. Ms. Hernandez, you have a right to be sentenced within a statutory period of time and to go to trial if those counts are retried within a statutory time. At this time, do you agree to waive time to January 12th plus 60 court days for sentencing and or retrial? Counsel Jones?
Counsel Jones.
Is that acceptable with the people?
Yes.
Okay. And you'll remain in custody at this time with bail as previously set. And that ends our proceedings for today. We'll have the audience next.